Welcome everyone. My name is Bart. I'm teacher at Avans University and also as a Wim Hof instructor. I teach scientific stuff, technical stuff, and also medical and psychological. And today we are going to talk about the PolyVagal Theory of Stephen Porges. This is his beautiful book he's written. And this picture is in the front of me together with Wim. This is my picture of my exam in 2017. It was minus 17 degrees in Poland. So it's a famous waterfall, we all know. Yeah. This is also my story. My story is about having a lot of issues in my body, a lot of diseases. As a kid, I got a meningitis, is like problems in your brain, and I had several heart issues, malaria, tropical. So I've been nearly death 7 times, and 8 times. And the point is also like phases in over the years, like a rhythm. About every 7 years I had such an experience. But around the century, 2005, I had the cold, hypothermia, and it became severe in time. And it was, for me, it was also life-threatening. So when I went outside, then my body couldn't heat it up himself. So that was my main cause at that moment. So, you know, when you start running, you start sweating, and when you go outside, when it's cold, your body starts heating up your own system. But my body didn't do that. So, yeah, that's a huge issue, because when your body is getting too cold, like 32 degrees, hypothermia, your organs, they will fall out and they get serious damage in your organs. So Wim went to our university. He came and, you know, for a lecture with the breathing. He was breathing exercises together doing. And at that moment, my whole body was trembling. I was taken by his method, taken by his breathing method. And I said to him, okay, Wim, I go with you to Poland. And after half a year, I have to train to do some kind of cold water training, because I was showering at 39 degrees, is 2 degrees hotter than my body temperature. And I also have the psoriasis, so my body was very brittle and hurts, and it was not good at all. And I had to go in the ice water. So for me, it was a huge step. It took me 3/4 of a year to go to, let's say, 15 degrees. So we went to Poland. In those days, Wim drove with the bus, and I was able to drive with him. And we went to Poland with a group, beautiful group. And after 3 days, it was in my system was something happening, and my whole system was too much, and I get the cold attacks again. And I start doing the breathing in my place. And after 2 hours of breathing, very intense breathing, something opened in my brain here, like unlocking. That's why I made the picture of the lock in my brain. And I didn't know what happened, but it was like unlocking. It was like opening up. And from that moment, it was 3 days, let's say, a bit confusing, but after that, it was for me able to go in the ice water. So that was for me a life-changing event. In a way, I thank my life to Wim. So for me, it was huge. Yeah, that's why I put down the cat. You know, a cat with 9 lives. Maybe it's my own cat. Lucky. Maybe I'm lucky as well. So nowadays I'm lucky every day I'm alive, and I'm glad to be a trainer. I also became, of course, an instructor and a therapist, because I wanted to learn everything. I wanted to learn what happened in my brain. What is that? What is that? The unlocking. And today we're going to talk about the unlocking of the brain, what we do with the Wim Hof Method, and also how it is related to the book of Stephen Porges with the PolyVagal Theory. Let me see. Next. Yeah, so what's in it for me, or for you, of course. So, like Wim says, no force. You know, what is the difference between the challenge? When is it the challenge, and when it's the force? Also the power of the heart, the power of the smile, happiness, what we do, safety, but also more very important things like traumas, PTSS, out of body experience. That's my issue. I had a lot of those kind of body experience. But please, in Holland, we call that a yellow flag. So if you have someone in your group with such a thing, PTSD, out of body experience, traumatic experience, please send them first to the doctor. That's our main question first. Have you seen the doctor first? Yeah. It's also possible that the neck and the jaws and stuff like that, all kind of reactions are related to it. It's my hypothesis because in a way it is linked. We'll see that later. Let's go. We start in ancient Greece. In ancient Greece, you know, when they were fighting for their lives. And this Mr. Galen was a therapist as well. And he was studying all the gladiators when they were fighting, or they have to run for their life, or they're dying, or they were freezing just before they were dead. And that guy was examining and observing all the gladiators, and he found out that we have the system, you know, the nerve system, and the sympathetic nerve system, and the parasympathetic nerve system. Let's say the fighting and the flighting response, and also the freezing response. And we use it also in the theories. So we have the action response and the more rest response. And in 2000 years, we still use this kind of theories all over. It's also related to our nerve system, you know, the parasympathetic nerves and the sympathetic nerves, like the action, the blood goes to the muscles, you get strong, the adrenaline, when you go in the ice water, first you get the first, let's say the stress level is going up, and later down you find the ease, the peace, the rest, the calmness, like happy smile, stuff like that, the parasympathetic nerves. That's common biology, right? But what happens when the parasympathetic is too much for our system? Like a breakdown, like a shutdown. So when you're sympathetic, your action system is too much. You get anger, you get out, maybe you get panic. But when your rest system is too much, when you go too low, then you can go out of your body, or like a coma, stuff like that. When a really, really severe situation, our vagus nerve is all the way down there, can put you down, and like playing death, you know, like a spider being attacked is playing death. This is a picture of an alligator, crocodile. He is in brumentation for the whole winter. He is like down, and in summertime he will be defrozen and then come back to alive. Or people like in a coma. For us it's like a mystery, yeah. So in a way, that's the point. So what is about Wim? How is he doing that? Is he also that frozen? No, he can deal with it. So he can deal with the cold and at the same time being happy, being zen. So what is happening there? So let's go in the nerves. We go in the nerve system. Maybe we can find the answer. So the PolyVagal Theory from Stephen Porges, it might give some answers to this. That's why I like I love the theory. This gives some answers to the questions we just discussed about. It took him 20 years to dare to publish it, because he was, am I sure enough? You know, stuff like that. But now he has published it, let's say 10 years ago, and it's becoming more and more common. So we go to the vagus nerve. It's here, you see, the red arrow, all the way down there, from the brain, through the throat, to the lungs, to the heart, and all the way down to the guts. Yeah? So I have two people now. Stephen Porges is more the theoretical guy, the professor. Stanley Rosenberg is more the guy, more practical. We do also some practical experiences. So I'm doing together. Right? So the vagus nerves, Stephen Porges discovered that there are two of the vagus nerves. So not one, but two. One in the front, you see, in the front side, here, in your throat, and one in the back side, all the way down to your guts. The one in the front is going through your throat, to your heart, lungs, stuff like that. Only in the upper chest, there it stops. And the one in the back one is more like going all the way down by your diaphragm, all the way down to your guts. They both are connected with your heart. On the back side, more the baseline, and on the front side, also more the fine-tuning, you can say that in a way. And we discussed about heart rate, that's a difficult word, heart rate variability, excuse me. So what you can see with the heart rate variability is that you're breathing in and breathing out, like that, breathing in and breathing out. And the solid one is the heart rate, you see. So the speed of the beating, the beats per minute, are increasing when you're breathing in. Your speed of your heart is increasing and decreasing when you breathe out. So your breath and your heart are following each other like that, like the waves of the ocean. Yes. And when you have a severe issue in your system, like let's say PTSS or traumatic system, it's possible that it's different. You see, this is the breathing, like in and out and in and out, but the heart rate is flat and low, so that's different. You see? So we'll see that later on. In the front side, it's the nervus vagus frontal, and this is on the back side. When you have with the PTSS and the traumatic experience, you're like, in a way, it is like being frozen, like the crocodile, or parts of you, you know. And in that situation, your dorsal nerve is active. And what we do, we reactivate the frontal one, right? We'll come back to that later. So the two are also different in time. When you see the dorsal one is more ancient, like crocodiles, you know, crocodiles, snakes, stuff like that. So the ancient animals do only have the dorsal one, the ancient one. And all the newer animals, like mammals or human beings, they also have the frontal one. So like wolves or humans, you see. And even, that's very peculiar, that premature babies only have the back one, you know, the dorsal one. There's also a difference. You can see also when you look at the vagus nerves that they are not the same also when you're looking at it. The one in the front is myelinated, you see, with all the hubbles on there, so it's going like fast. And the back one is one straight raw. So that's the ancient one. See, it's not that quick, because we all know that myelinated nerves are faster than the not. So in a classical approach, we have the two stages, the fight mode and the frozen mode. You see, the action and the rest. That's the classical mode. But what we're going to do now, we're going to add, you see, yes, we're going to add the third one. You see, the third circle. So there's a Asian classic one over here and down there, and this is the third one. So we have three systems: the sympathetic system, the parasympathetic system, classical, and the parasympathetical, the new system from the mammals, the vagus nerve in the front. Because when the sympathetic system is activated, then you go up. First like a challenge, and then when you cross a line, you get anger, you know, the fighting, the real fighting, like the gladiators, you see? And when you go to the low part, first being Zen, meditation, like being asleep, and when you go too far in the parasympathicus, then you get a frozen situation, like a coma, or out of body experience. Sometimes it's like dissociation, or maybe you see the people like with a flat face, with the PTSS. So there's a third new system over here. The vagus nerve frontal is active. It is about a new system of the heart, the frontal heart the loving, the caring, the flow. We're going to use that new system, of course. So what's happening when we go in the ice water? That's very important. That's nice to see, because when you are here, then we are in the front of the ice. Okay, then you go and you ask the people, okay, becoming more. It's a bit exciting, right? Going to the ice water is, for our body, it's below 7 degrees, so it's extreme stressful. So our sympathetic system is being activated. When we do nothing, when there's no trainer, when they have no knowledge, they just fall in the water, they go here, fighting, panic, danger, and after 1 or 2 minutes in ice water, they die. Very, very dangerous, of course. What we do is something else. We go here. I will make a drawing with the blue one. I'll take a black one, okay? So what we now do is going up, like here, like a challenge, and then we make the curve, like this. We go down, down, down. And that's beautiful. So first action, and then breathe to the heart, exhale, activate your parasympathetic system, all the way to the heart, and be calm. Trust, safety, stuff like that. You make the curve. You go from the sympathetic system to the parasympathetic system. Like being zen in the water. Right? When you go too long in the water with an issue, then you can go in the frozen situation. Like this, like being in a coma, stuff like that. The cold is very, very dangerous. What we do is a red line. The red line following, like going up. Then we make the curve, and down there, when it's enough, we go here to the front, being happy. You see, with the loving, the flow, activating the vagus nerve in the front side. We don't go too far in the rest system, like going in a coma, stuff like that, out of body. Being there, being in the present, being here with focus, and you get a new stage. That's beautiful. That's what we do. So, what can we do with that? The activation of the vagus nerve, the frontal one, can help your body to get out of the classic state, so out of the frozen or the fighting situation. That's beautiful. So when you are the crocodile, or parts of you are in the crocodile situation, frozen like this, with the activating of the frontal vagus nerve, you can show your body the way out, because there is no way out for our body to get out of the frozen situation. That is the issue. It can also be parts of you can be in a frozen situation, like an old disease or a pain or something like that. So what we do, we found now a new route to unlock it. We are like boxed in, some kind of stuff. You see, we're locked and blocked, kind of issues, traumas, stuff like that, all in our body. And by this way, you can see the red line over here to the smiley. First go up, then you go down, you stay in focus, you are there, you still are there, and then you reach the happy stage. That's beautiful, right? Activating. So this is the new way. The fight mode is in the top, the frozen mode is down there, you know, the two systems, and there's a new system, the vagus nerve in the frontal, the happy side. Let's bring them together to the third mode, the happy mode. Being happy. How can you do that? What we do with the love and caring, also the sharing the food, happy smile, stuff like that, playing, singing, touching, all stuff like that. The breathing, the safety, all the things we do. And Wim, of course, showed us. Great. There are also situations to fall back in society where something terrible happens, like an issue or drama or stuff like that, or war, or anything can happen. What happens when your body is seeing all those kind of influences, all the cues, too much, like an overflow? You go to the fight mode, or you go to the frozen mode. You see? Or first to the fight mode, and when you can't reach it, when it's too much, overwhelming, then you get a flow down, like shutdown system, and you get a frozen mode. You see, like the coma or stuff like that. That's what we call the fallback. And the point is, how do we get out of it? So that's the beauty of this. And also Professor Bessel van der Kolk or Peter Levine with, The Awakening of the Tiger did the same thing. It's about with the singing, with activating the front, activating the heart, sharing food, touching, stuff like that, doing stuff together. Let's do stuff together. So go back from the dualistic system into the new system. See, into here, into the, into the smiley, right? So we're going to unlock the brain. And that's what we do with the ice water. You don't go over here in the panic mode, activating the sympathetic system at all. No, you're the trainer. You help the people to stay calm, to be aware, to breathe out, to keep on breathing. Don't go in the tension in the shoulders, in the shortage of the, the breathing in the throat, high up. Don't go too long in the water without. You stay focused. You are there. That's what we do. We help the people to go to the third mode, to the flow, the caring, the loving, the happy smile. All right, so Stanley Rosenberg is like a partner of him. He wrote a couple of exercises just to help it, and you can integrate it in your courses, in workshops. And in our brain, we have the 12 cranial nerves. It's a bit technical stuff now, but one of the 12 is the vagus nerve. You see, number 10 is over here. It's the vagus nerve over here. We have the first one is to the nose, then 2, 3 to the eyes. Number 5 is the jaw, and number 7 is the face. It's over here. Then number 9 is the throat, swallowing. 10, the vagus nerve, the most famous one. 11 to your neck, okay? And 12 your tongue. But number 5 and number 7, your face. The swallowing in your throat, number 9. The vagus nerve to your heart and your lungs, there he is, number 10. And the one to your neck. Those 5 are working together. And when there is some kind of an issue in your body, it's affecting those 5 nerves. You see, we can do the tests together if you like to with the AHA test. It's a nice test. You can look each other in the mouth and then put down your tongue, please, and you say ah 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 together, right? And then you can see down in your throat, your heart is going up and down, up and down. That's number 9, and it's resonating with the ah 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 ah. And when something is disturbing you, there is an issue. We have all the nerves impaired, of course, one left, one right, okay? So it is also possible that half of it is going up and down and the other one is staying flat. We'll do that together. It's also, everything is written in Mr. Rosenberg's book, okay? You can see it also there. You can also do the trapezius test. It's like on your shoulder. It's very thin. You can take your muscle, and when it's stiff or when it's loose, okay? It's also a nice test. All those nerves are also connecting in the backside of your head. That's very, very beautiful to see over here. We can place down with the fingers in your neck. All right, just look, just feel the backside. There are small muscles. And then you go with your eyes to the right and to the front, right? To the right and the left, sorry, to the right and the left, all the way. And you can feel in your fingers, left and right. Just feel what's happening. Okay, so look at your right. Don't move your head. Just put your fingers in your neck, the backside of your head, in your neck. Suboptical muscles, we call them yourself. Just feel yourself. And now you look to the right, to your elbow, and then all the way you look to the left. And then you see there. All right. Just look, just feels nice, right? So they are related to each other. That's beautiful. We will practice with it. Okay. So there's a basic exercise. You can lay down. Just lay down on your yoga mat like this. Put your head on your fingers. And just look to your right elbow until you find like a swallowing, like gluk in your throat. All right, that's enough. And then the other side, like gloop. I normally do it after the breathing with all my courses. Okay, you can also do the salamander. It's also a very nice one. We'll do it later on or spell in this course, not in this video, but you can read it in the book. And then you put down your head with your ear to your shoulder. Please be sure that your head is straight up, so not back, not too much to the front, not too much to the back, just here. And then you bend your head all over, and then you look other side. All right? So you bend with your ear to your shoulder, and then you look other side up, until the same thing, you gotta swallow. And then you're ready, then you do the other side. Okay? I said also like EMDR. I don't know if there's a relation, but in a way it's also the releasing the stress and also with the movements of the eyes. We do the same thing. So I might think there is some kind of relationship. We're not sure about that. It's only theoretical, hypothetical. Okay? I also told you about the nerves. One is going to the jaw, one is going to the front, one to the throat, one to the neck. And when I do these kind of breathings, we always feel all the tension in the jaws, in the face, also in the neck, or stuff like that. So for me, there's hypothetical also some kind of relation between the nerves and our breathing. I'm not sure how that works, but in a way, it's my hypothesis. Okay, let's do it. We're going to do the exercises. We're going to do some kind of breathing with the intention of the breathing to the 5 cranial nerves to unlock our system. Okay, that's breathing with intention I do with my people in workshops. Thank you all. Thank you. Do some kind of stuff. Let's go for the breathing. Thank you very much.